Hey guys, what's up? Bon here. Today I'm going to be covering a 16 Motherlode commentary walkthrough video. I'm working on a Mythic Plus guide this week, so make sure you like and subscribe to be notified when I upload it. Here are the talents that I ran for the 16 Motherlode. If I can change anything from this talent, it would be adding Poison Cleanse Totem. There is a poison at the end, but my healer says that it's not really significant, but our talent tree is open to anything. For example, I don't think we need Purge in Motherlodes. Here's the gear that I was wearing, so I'm 662. Alright, so we won't be playing this with sound, we just have a walkthrough, we're pulling 10 seconds. We just before this we attempted a 17 Motherlode that did not go very well, so we swapped it to 16. Alright, so I'll be going through kind of like trash by trash, pack by pack, and then explaining where I use my defensives and what my DPS rotation is. So this first pool is almost always going to be like a Bloodlust big pack pool, CDs. The very first thing you see me do is pick my vendor, and my macro autofocuses and marks it with an X. This is my focus here, so when this guy is casting, I know to kick him. And what we do is, this is the first time I've ever done it, is we tank them inside this house. And that is because these jockeys, when they get low, they start running to the machines to try to turn them on, like these Peacekeeper machines. And if they're line of sight of these machines, then they don't do that. So they just AFK. So we all go in here, and just a bit of warning, your camera angles in here are gonna suck. So dropping Earthquake is booty. If you try to find a good spot, it'll zoom out, and there's like ceiling issues where you could drop a quake up top. So I ended up just kind of like coming in here and zooming in. So the first thing I do is I kick my vendor. We bloodlust. I enter Stormkeeper, drop my Ellie, and I'm going to ascend into a 1 to 2 chain lightnings, and you're gonna Ellie blast and chain and quake, and you're just alternating chain, Ellie blast, quake. So here's my ascend. You can see what I'm casting here. Potion. Immediately one chain after ascend into a nature swiftness Ellie blast. And then if you are fast enough and proc Aftershock, you can drop a Quake. In this case, I don't. So I'm going to follow that up with another 1 or 2 charges of Stormkeeper. There's a chain into a Quake, into chain, into Ellie Blast, and that's all you're doing. Chain into Quake, chain into Ellie Blast. When you get Tempest, you're going to go ahead and send those, and then go back into Chain Lightning, into Ellie Blast, into Quake. Now, sometimes near the end of my Ascendances, I like to drop Earthquakes, just spam them, sort of fish for Aftershock procs, fish for Ascendance procs. In this case, we don't reascend in the pool. If you do not reascend proc on the pool, your damage isn't going to be as glorious because I'm running Spy Masters, and your first Ascendance with Spy Master 3-minute cooldown Ascendance is not as strong until you get these stacks. So again, I'm kicking my mob, I'm tempesting on CD, and then I'm Ellie Blast quaking, and I'm using my Stormkeeper when it comes up because you do have Stormkeeper CDR. I end up proccing here at the end, and then I just decide to send my double Tempests because there's no point in quaking anymore. They're all dying. And I'm okay. I'm not like super happy about this. I've done a lot more. I've done like 15, 16 here. And it's just because we didn't reproc on our opener. Now we decide to skip the rest of this area because some of these mobs are just awful to deal with, especially the big robots. They are quite difficult in higher keys, and then the bros that punch you and knock you up in the air, those guys are awful. So you want to skip all that. There's a nice little jump trick there. We can just gust the wind to make it easier for us. These thugs are a pain in the butt. And then for those of you that don't know, light blue means caster. Purple is like a prio mob, tank buster mob. Pink is like a important spell or cast that you need to stop, or like a danger mob that you need to be careful for. And yeah, so here we're gonna pull this pack and this pack. Now, in terms of defensives, in the first part, you want to always kind of like astral shift with your ascendants because you never want to risk dying. In this pack, however, you want to astral shift when this guy has his electro attacks on because he hits very hard in high keys. In this case, I set one of these vendors as my kick. What you want to watch out for is these vendors have to be kicked. Okay, there's no question people will die or you dispel they kind of like stun you. It can be dispelled. The assassin needs to be kicked, and he also does like a fan of knives that needs to be stopped immediately. Because fan of knives combined with the peacekeeper AOE, people will die. So we can stop it with cap or we can stop it with thunderstorm. So we go in, we have some Maelstrom, we don't have Ellie, we don't have Ascendance. Our damage outside of Ascendance, our damage outside of Storm Ellie is not that strong. So just keep that in mind. Alright, so we start with a chain into an NS Elemental Blast, and I'm going to look to Quake on top of all these mobs. Now, there's a nice little trick with Stormkeeper. I don't do it there, but there's a way to get a 4th charge, and I'll explain to you guys later once I do it correctly. And I Spirit Walker's Grace the movement, and again, you're just spamming Chain Lightning, Ellie Blast the Peacekeeper, Earthquake off the Peacekeeper. That's it. You don't have to tab target, swap Lightning Rod, like optimize Lightning Rod. You can if you want to, but you'll lose some prio damage on the Peacekeeper. Sometimes when there are no prio mobs with more health, I do swap around to targets to Lightning Rod more of them. It is a gain overall, but you lose a little bit of prio. And there is the ability that he does that. I think I forgot the name of it. Charge something. I just saw it. Charge shield, charge blast. You see us just getting nuked. So I astral shift this one. And again, I'm just chain lightning, quake, chain lightning, Ellie blast, 10% CD off the prio mob. Now we're moving, and during this movement, you can see the assassin is going to get a fan of knives here. Now melee can't stop it because they're far, so I'm pretty sure I'm going for a T-Storm. You can see him casting Toxic Blades. I actually missed my T-Storm. So, what is it? Squish gets it with the Typhoon, but you can see my health just drop to 60, right? It's like, danger. That fan of knives, gotta be stopped. Here we proc Ascendance. Again, I'm just chain into Quake, and then I'm gonna Tempest here into chain, right? I could have double Tempest, but if I'm the second Tempest, I would have ran out of Ascendance, so I would have wasted a global in Ascendance, 'cause every global matters in your Ascendance. So instead of double Tempest and risking not getting that second Tempest off before Ascendance wears off, I choose to Tempest and then instantly chain, because this chain is buffed because I'm still Ascended, right? It's an instant cast. And then ideally, if I had enough Maelstrom, I would have like dropped 1 or 2 Quakes like fast, like, because they're guaranteed to overload and do more damage because you're in Ascend window. So now my Ellie comes up, and this guy's dying. So he Tempest, probably do a lightning bolt because he's almost dead. I save my Ellie for the boss. Okay, this boss, in terms of defensiveness, you want to defend every single one of his knocks. Once you get the high keys, they hurt. This first one, I communicate to my healer. I have nothing. This is my Astral Shift. This is my Bulwark Totem. They're on CD. All I have is Health Pot. So in my mind, I'm like, okay, I don't know how hard this hits on a 16. Let's just, keep your mind focused. If you get low, just Health Pot. It's almost like a full heal. So we drop Stormily to get it started. I think it lasts through the vulnerability phase. There should be some bombs that spawn that you kick in and he takes extra damage. You want your Ascendance for that. So if you have Ascendance going in, save it for, see how low I get. Save it for when he starts taking amplified damage. So these coins is a tank responsibility. You don't want him to suck the coins in or he gets buffed. These are the bombs that you kick in. I end up kicking one, and then my healer says, okay, you kick the last one bomb, and that's shitty for me because I'm ascending with no Spirit Walker's Grace. So if he does the frontal, I have to kick that in, and I'm going to lose a lot of damage. So no Spirit Walker's Grace. He has 5. He spawns 6 total bombs, so he's taking, what is this, 125% damage. So what you do is you milk this, right? You want to kick this at the last possible second. I've already ascended. I'm sending CDs. I'm waiting. Okay, I don't get the frontal. If this frontal was on me, I would have kicked it in right away and moved. So I'm waiting for this bomb, and as soon as it's almost done, I kick it in. And you get a 6-stack, 150% increased DPS for a whole new refresh timer of 15 to 20 seconds. So now I'm just absolutely pumping. Okay, so here's the Stormkeeper bug, where you can get 4 charges, right? You get a Rolling Thunder charge that you get from running Stormbringer, and then your Stormkeeper gives you 2. So the way you do it is if you have Rolling Thunder active and you're casting Stormkeeper, while you're casting Stormkeeper, you're just spamming Lightning Bolt. And you'll see here I get 4 off. Watch. As soon as I done Stormkeepering, I cast a Lightning Bolt, but I still had 3 charges. I did it a little bit too faster, but you can see I casted my, you'll see me do 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I get 4 Stormkeepers off in Ascendance, which is massive, just massive damage. You can see my damage, I'm doing like big damage to the boss here. And then outside of Ascendance, our single target damage is very bad. So if you guys are kind of like, You see Astral Shift there on the knockback just to, as my defensive. But if you guys are kind of worried, like, hey, my damage sucks, single target, what am I doing wrong? If you don't have Ascendance on a boss, and if you don't proc, your damage is going to suck. Again, we're kicking bombs in. I move out the way because I think our hunter's going to kick this, so I don't want to bait this here. The frontal. So we don't get it there, and our hunter kicks it the last second. Oh my god, that's so close. And then you don't want to Earthquake when he's moving. I believe earlier I dropped the Quake and he moved out the way. So sometimes you'll see me, I think I double Ellie blasted there. Even though I wanted a Quake, but I know he's going to get moved because you don't want him to suck on the coins in, right? Because he'll do extra damage. Now here again, for this pulse, no defensive. So I'm just like, okay, I health pot if I need it, but my healer's good. He's got us healed. And that's just rinse repeat. Now the way you do single target DPS is keep up Flame Shock, okay? Keep up Flame Shock. Keep Stormkeeper on CD. You want to Lava Burst before every Elemental Blast. Lava Burst before every Earthquake empowered. Lava Burst before every Stormkeeper charge. And Tempest if you can. Now sometimes that won't be true. You'll run out of Lava Burst charges. But every time you Lava Burst, you want to empower in those order. Like Elemental Blast, Quake, Stormkeeper charges, and so forth. Use your Tempest on CD. And then monitor your Rolling Thunder so that you can use that. And then keep up Flame Shock. There I am, Lava Burst into Ellie Blast probably. Lava Burst into Ice Fury is what I did there. And then now Ice Fury is weird, right? Ice Fury has like this built-in. Let me swap over here. Ice Fury has, after you Ice Fury, the next time you cast a nature or fire spell, you cast an additional Ellie Blast at 60% effectiveness. Now in single target, if you're hard casting Ellie Blast and then mash Ice Fury after, your Ice Fury hits first, which then puts this hidden buff up because you can track it, but it's not like one that you can see. Your Ellie Blast hits after, so it procs this automatically. So single target, you always want to hard cast Ellie Blast into an Ice Fury. Now, if you cast Ice Fury while moving, you have to remember that you have to proc this fusion before you Ice Fury again, or you're wasting damage. So if you're moving and you cast Ice Fury, never double Ice Fury because you're just wasting one of these elements. You would Ice Fury once, and then if you re-Flame Shock, that also procs this because Flame Shock is volcanic, and that counts as nature and fire, so it'll proc it. And if you don't have any other way, usually a Lava Burst followed by a Lightning Bolt or a Lava Burst followed by a Tempest will trigger that. That fusion of elements. So let's get back to the video. Sorry, I'm chit-chatty. You can fast forward to some of this stuff. So we kill the boss. Now we're going to the next mobs. I set my focus. That's my kick target. Again, while the tank is gathering, I just flame shock the extractor, and then you're just Ellie Blast, chain, drop. I desync my Ellie, which is okay now once you get the 4-piece. Desyncing is perfectly fine. The first elemental and ascendance of every dungeon you can send together. If they line up together, send them together. And then Spirit Walker's Grace. This part is very dangerous. Kick on. Make sure you and your teams are communicating for kicks. And then the Prio mob is the extractor. And all you're doing is chaining, Tempesting off that guy, Ellie Blast off that guy, and your Quake, when it's empowered, will automatically spread lightning rods. Here we get a proc at the end, which is fine. And then here I remember telling Bantress, hey, why aren't we getting any circles here? That's weird. So next time I do this key, I'm going to be like, is this like a weird safe spot? I doubt it, but maybe we just got really lucky. So now here's where our real kind of damage begins. Now we have 30 stack Spymaster, and we have Ascendant. So now we're going to do a pretty big pull, and I'm going to show you kind of what I do. I don't have Storm Ellie, but our damage should still be good. So I'm going to set, my Earthshaper, that's my kick. I focus it. And I'm already targeting the extractor, right? He's supposed to pull this in, I believe. Yeah, so we pull that in. We're going in. I should have honestly maybe chained once to get Stormkeeper. That way I don't have to cast it mid-ascendance. So I immediately ascend. I don't have Nature Swiftness for an Ellie Blast, but I do have an Empowered Quake from the previous pack. So I'm going to Quake into an Ellie Blast, into cast Stormkeeper probably, yep. And then spam chains. Chain until I can Quake. Then I Quake, and I spam my Tempest because it's up, and I spam chain. Chain. Then I Ellie Blast Quake. If you have 150 Maelstrom, that's max. Ellie Blast into Quake every time. Just dump it. You don't want to ever risk overcapping. All right, so there I dump it. I'm gonna Tempest here. That's fine. Tempesting at it doesn't give you Maelstrom, so that's okay. Then again, I'm at 150. I'm just gonna Ellie Blast and Quake again. Just slam that. So now here I'm almost dead. I'm like, oh, what do I do here? So I have 3 seconds of Ascendance. I decide not to be greedy, and I Ghost Wolf and I get the hell out, and I waste a couple seconds of Ascendance, but it's better than dying. So you can see just damage just kind of like shoots up, right? That's just 3-minute Ascendance with Spy Masters. We can just obliterate packs. And same thing. Keep Stormkeeper on CD because we're running Herald of the Storms, and it keeps you CDR on your Stormkeeper, so you get more. You get more Stormkeepers more often. I feel like that talent is just superior than the other one. Oh, we almost die here. Got a nice lay on hands, and yeah, the CDR on is too good. It gives you so much Maelstrom just from chaining, using Stormkeeper chain lightning on five targets. So here, this is my kick mob. The danger in this mob is you don't want to kick his shield. It doesn't scale with Key for some reason. You want to kick his Quake. So not this one. He does Tectonic Barrier. We don't care. The Quake is what we want to stop. And I'm in charge of this Quake. So he's about to do it now. You can see it here. Quake is up. He's going to do Furious Quake, and you see me kick it. Boom, kick. No big deal. And then again, I Stormkeeper on CD. I'm going to Ellie Blast, spam chain, Quake, spam chain, Ellie Blast. I shouldn't drop my Ellie here because there's only 4 targets and there's more pools coming. There's another bigger pool coming up, and that's where I should drop it. Again, Tectonic Barrier don't kick. I'm gonna kick the Quake one more time, and then we'll be done with that. He should die before the next one. There's Furious Quake, so I kick it. I drop my Ellie because we're chaining, and I swap immediately to the Prio target. And I'm just chaining, quaking, and then get out of his. And then like as I'm moving, I just drop quakes. Tempest, and then here I chain, and I should drop. You see me spamming quakes because it's a proc, and it's the end of my ascendant. So I'm like quake, quake, quake. I'm fishing for another proc. I'm fishing for resets on aftershock, and it's just, in my experience, this is better damage than trying to hard cast a chain or an Ellie Blast and then having to move and losing that time in ascendance. That's just my experience. I don't know if that's correct. What I tell you is how I play, and here my tank is kiting like crazy, so I'm like, oh, this is so bad for me. It's just like I'm calling for, like, you want Earth Ellie? You want Earth Ellie? He's like, no, I'm okay. I'm like, all right. So then I go ahead and I help kicks on the moon, and again I go back to my chain, dropping quakes, chain Ellie Blast off the Prio, Ellie Blast Quake here. I chain as he dashes away, and it doesn't chain to any of these, so that kind of sucks. But they're all dying anyway, so just gonna kill this guy. And we can move on to the next boss. The next boss is kind of a sleeper boss. He's kind of like kind of does a lot of damage. And as Ellie, like, our biggest weakness as Ellie is rot damage, man. Because we have no sustain. We have one real personal, which is Astral Shift. And Bulwark Totem is just kind of like an anti-one-shot thing. But it's not really good with rotting damage. And we can't really Earth Elemental this tier. Because if you proc an Storm Elemental, then Earth Ellie just despawns. So it's like, I think Blizzard needs to help us, and they took away our AG. Okay. So, Azerokk. So, in terms of defensives, you want a defensive when he empowers one of the ads, and your healer has no healing. Because the ads pulsate, pulse tick, and it's a lot of rot damage. So, if your healer says, I need help, or I don't have a lot, for Holy Pallies, whenever they don't have wings, I'm looking to Astral Shift. Ideally, we have Lust here, but we don't because I have Ascend. So what I end up doing is I'm gonna ascend on the mob that he empowers, so I can kill it quickly. Of course, I get both fixates, man. Give me a break. Okay, so this guy gets empowered. You can see my nameplates have this thing here. I don't know how much damage he takes. I think it's 20-30% extra damage, but I'm gonna go ahead and position better. I'm gonna cast Stormkeeper. Honestly, I probably should have got a little bit more Maelstrom. I shouldn't have dumped there. I kind of wanted to wait for Lust to ascend, but I sent early anyway because my Rolling Thunder proc. So I'm like, okay, screw it. Rolling Thunder proc. I don't want to waste this without Ascendance. So I'm going to cast Stormkeeper, then Ascend, and I'm going to single target down the mob that is pulsating and killing us, right? So we Lust here. Lust comes up, and then I just full blast the boss. And this stupid ad just chases me. This boss is so annoying with the ads. Luckily, my rogue has crippling poison, which is sweet. And then look how slow it moves. My earthquake sometimes stun it, and I'm just going full single target on him. Lightning bolt, no chain. Chain would be a little bit of pad damage, I think. So just straight lightning bolt, more maelstrom, more single target. We're doing a lot of damage here. Again, he's got damage and ink. Now we swap to the ad, and you can see my health just tick, 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 right? It's like danger. The mob's still fixating me, and he does a frontal. This fight is not very fun, especially if you get the... It's kind of okay if you don't get the fixates. So once he dies, fight becomes chill. Go back to the boss, and you back to single target. Keep up flame shock. If you're moving, that's when you want to spam. Oh, look at this. He gets too close. I T-storm, and then I try to root on him. I think he melees me. Boom, Glock. Okay, that was the boss AoE and the melee, which is very dangerous. I'm like, guys, I need some help, dude, please. All right. So again, okay, here's a perfect example of single target, right? Lava burst into Ellie blast. Use your Stormkeeper charges. No lava burst to buff those. That's okay. We're gonna swap to the ad that's getting empowered. I flame shock it, ice fury, because there's nothing else to hit, and then you tempest it. And whenever you have lava burst charges, hit that lava burst, and then I'm chaining because your prio target, which is the guy who's empowered, has lightning rod, and when you chain lightning, it's gonna hit the boss and the other ad, which is more damage to the lightning rod, your prio target. And once it dies, you go back to the boss, reflame shock him, lava burst quake here. Lava burst. I do my tempest, lava burst. I don't get the Ellie blast, but I end up lava burst ice furying, and then I lava burst Ellie blast. Again, lava burst quake here, and then refresh flame shock and chain. I flame shock the ad that's getting empowered. And then I have astral shift for this. I don't know if yeah, I do use it because this is when my healer is like, okay, this is danger. We don't have a lot of damage for this. Ideally there I should have lava bursted to buff my Stormkeepers. So like I don't play perfectly, but it was good enough, right? Again, back to wait, did I just DPS? Did I just flame shock the wrong target? Let me just do a quick rewind. So we kill the mob. I think I tap target. Oh lord, what the heck, man? What a noob. Why are you guys even watching me? I just target this guy and flame shock him, and oh my. Okay, we're down horrendous. Okay, then I go back to the boss. I realize I made a mistake. I'm like, whoops. All right, let's go back to the boss. Nobody knows. All right, nobody knows. Nobody snitch. All right, so when we proc Ascendance, immediately I'm moving, right? So I Ice Fury, Spirit Walker's Grace, and I'm gonna look to try to get as many casts off as you can. So chain. I should drop a Quake in theory. I do get an Ellie Blast off before my buff wears off, which is still good. So that's good. Now swap to the ad, and I'm gonna save this Ascendance because the boss is almost dead. So kill this ad. And there's that combo I was telling you about, right? Ellie Blast into Ice Fury. So Ellie Blast is Lava Burst, buffs Ellie Blast, and then if you Ellie Blast and immediately Ice Fury, that Ice Fury is going to proc another Ellie Blast. So that's kind of like your Ellie Blast Ice Fury combo that you should look to in single target. And basically your single target, again, single target rotation, maintain Flame Shock. Try to Lava Burst before every Ellie Blast. Try to Lava Burst before every Empowered Quake. Try to Lava Burst before every Stormkeeper charge. Sometimes you can't. If you're at risk of overcapping, just send the naked Ellie Blast, send the naked Quake. That's okay. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Alright, 32 stacks. So we should do big damage here. Let me see if I do this correctly. So we proc Rolling Thunder because we're in combat. We focus. This guy's where we're kicking. And this is our Prio Mob. Mastermind, right? So I'm going to cast Stormkeeper, drop my Ellie, Stormkeeper, Ascendance, right? I should chain once. And then I'm going to Ellie Blast with Nature Swiftness and then Quake. The thing is, okay, I Ellie Blasted and Quaked and then reproc Descendants, which filled up my Maelstrom bar. So I sent a chain thinking I had just dumped my Maelstrom, but since I proc that Ascendance, it filled it right back up. So this chain is kind of like not wasted, but I wasted a lot of Maelstrom. It doesn't matter like at the grand scheme of things, but these are just little things where I'm like, I should have reacted faster. So now that I'm full here, I need to use this Tempest into into an Ellie Blast Quake. So a Tempest, Ellie Blast Quake. Boom. Now I'm at 0 Maelstrom. From here, I'm just spamming chains. Chain, 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 Tempest, chain, and then until I can Ellie Blast again. Boom. Ellie Blast, spam, chain, chain until I can Quake, Quake, chain, chain until I can Ellie Blast, chain, chain until I can Quake. Basically, that's it. That's all you're doing. Stormkeeper again. Stormkeeper's off CD. Big damage. Look at it. Like, just look at the damage meters, right? This is the power of Spy Master's 3-minute ascend. You just erase packs. I love it. It's so powerful. Oh, don't touch that, Bond. Holy, I was running into tornadoes. Okay, these mobs need to be kicked. Again, X is my focus, and then again, you just go into this. Just your do not flame shock in AOE. Do not lava burst in AOE. Or do not Ice Fury in AoE. The only reason you would ever do that is if you're moving and you have nothing else. No Spirit Walker's Grace, no Earthquakes. That's it. Again, you just chain, dump your Tempest. You can spread your Tempest if you want, if there's no problem. Like here, I should Tempest this guy, target him, Tempest this guy, target him, Ellie Blast him, target over here, Quake there. You could do that optimally. I find that it's difficult to do, and you end up losing some damage when you're trying to be optimal, where it's just better to just Ellie Blast one target, Quake, Ellie Blast one target, Quake, and like never swap targets almost. Because if you miss a couple globals, that's just worse, right? Because sometimes these nameplates play like they like their own little mini game. They'll like bob up and down. I'm like, dude, what? And then tab targeting is an option, but sometimes you'll tab to a target that already has rod on it, and you're just like, okay, I just tabbed for no reason. So I mean, the solution is just get good, right? Here I proc Ascendance, so I immediately Quake into a Tempest, and I'm probably going to spam Quakes here. There, Quake, Quake, Quake. I feel like this is just good because there's no Prowl Mob, and like if I had to move, like I'm just hard chilling. There's so many Earthquakes on. It helps with knockdowns. It helps with CC. I feel like it just does more damage. So sometimes I do that. Other times if I proc and I'm at full Maelstrom, I will EB into Quake. If I proc and I'm at like 89 Maelstrom, I'm spamming Quakes. Because like it's just faster than hard casting a chain and then hard casting an Ellie Blast. Then suddenly you're only getting 2 or 3 casts off instead of, 3 to 4 Earthquakes and some chains. So here we're focus kick X is the only kick. This pulls kind of dangerous with dodging. I kick that guy, and then okay. So here I make a mistake. Ascendance is coming up. I want to send it on this pack, not the boss. I end up spending both of my Tempests. Ideally, I should have saved those for Ascendance because I'm going to ascend immediately. So that's a misplay. Like, I don't play perfectly, but yeah, looking back now, I was like, yeah, I should have saved those. And again, I'm just spamming Chain into Ellie Blast. Spirit Walker's Grace, amazing for movement with Ascendance. Thank God for that spell, or we'd be screwed. We lost a lot of Earthquake Valley there, but that's okay. And again, Prio Tempest in Ascendance, and then your Chain, Ellie Blast, Chain Quakes. Ellie got a lot easier to play, man. I kind of missed the Primordial Wave Magma Totem haste and stuff, but what are you going to do? New Primordial Wave sucks, Blizzard. Please revert to change. Okay, this boss, what is this? Rixxa Fluxflame is the easiest boss in the game. I think it's just hard for tank. You don't have to defensive anything. Even the spray that she does on you does like no damage. So here we can just focus talking about single target, right? So keep up Flame Shock. I'm going to Lava Burst into Ellie Blast, and then your Lightning Bolt is filler, Lightning Bolt is filler. Frost Shock if you have to move. So I have Frost Shock there because I wanted to reposition. Again, I'm spamming Lightning Bolts, Lava Burst, Lightning Bolt, Refresh Flame Shock, Ice Fury probably. Okay, Lava Burst, Ice Fury is an option, and then you Lightning Bolt to proc your fusion. And then keep Lightning Bolt filler. Now I do Stormkeeper, so I Tempest first into Lava Burst, and I'm going to use either a Stormkeeper charge or Lava or Ellie Blast. So I use a Stormkeeper charge, and then I Lava Burst into an Ellie Blast, and then use my final charge. And here I should Lava Burst into Quake. I do. And then again, Lightning Bolt is your filler. I Ellie Blast because I'm going to overcap. Now when you proc a single target, not much you can do. Just spam Lightning Bolt, Ice Fury, Lava Burst. It's just normal rotation. If you want at the end of Ascendances, sometimes I drop a Quake if I can. if the boss isn't gonna move. Keep that in mind. If the now here, some bosses are moving, so like I just lava bursts. I could drop an empowered quake, so this is why I like the aiming the earthquake better. So I aim it a little bit off to the left because I know the tank is gonna move this way. If that makes sense. So like that's better than like dropping it directly under. Ooh, sorry, it froze a little bit there. I got that debuff where you just drop some stuff on the edge, which is no big deal. And again, back to normal single target rotation. Lightning bolt filler, and that when until you can lava burst Ellie blast. Maintain your flame shock. There's lava burst stormkeeper charge, and then lightning bolt filler until you can lava burst. Use your empowered quake. Here I'm not gonna empowered quake because I think we're okay. No, I probably do. I thought we were moving soon, but we're not. There's the Ellie blast into ice fury, and then refresh flame shock. Any moment. Some of the times when I like to refresh flame shock, I like to ice fury first because that flame shock is gonna proc your fusion of elements talent. You see me ice fury into flame shock, so then lightning bolt filler, and then you lava burst into your lightning bolt filler until you can lava burst Ellie blast. And single target is quite easy. Like you can see I'm low here, but I'm not that low, right? I did get 1 or 2 lucky procs. If I weren't procced, I'd probably be doing like more like 1.1, 1.2. And but this is also because I'm not gonna ascend this boss at all. If I have ascend this, I would be competing kind of like maybe with the hunter, like 1.5. But we decided that we're gonna save our ascendants for the next pack, where we're gonna pull double shredder with lust and my ascend, because with my ascendants at 30 plus stacks, I should be able to like instantly delete one of the shredders, especially with extra ads around. Because ascendant single target, not amazing unless it's like damage amp. Ascendance on AoE is godlike. And not just the AoE, the prio target, the prio damages. Because your chain lightning in Ascendance gives you so much maelstrom that you can just chain Ellie Blast, chain Ellie Blast. You know what I mean? Chain Ellie Blast, chain Quake. It's Ascendance is so amazing with extra funnel, like extra ads, single target. Alright, so we finish off this boss. I should save this Stormkeeper because he's dying. Hopefully I do. And then again, you don't even need to defensive this. Look, this thing does like no damage. It used to do so much more damage. Alright, so now we're going to go into double shredder with Lust and Ascend. I think I ended up making a mistake because I didn't know if he was going to pull this machine with this guy. And then he's like, okay, we're going all the way up. And I'm like, oh shit, okay. What do I do, right? Because like, at least awkward because when you proc Rolling Thunder, you want to use it with Ascend. But then certain times you don't want to Ascend quite yet. So then you can't chain because you have Rolling Thunder. You can't really do anything else for Frost Shock. There's nothing you can do, so sometimes you just gotta waste it. Luckily, in this case, it still had 20 seconds on the proc, so I'm just kind of like chain filling up. Hey, what are we doing? But I burned my Spirit Walker's Grace here, chasing him. This is a mistake. You need to save it for your Ascendants. It ends up costing me a little bit later. I have 40 stack, which is insane. So again, here we're gonna go. I cast Stormkeeper, a Lust, Potion, Ascendants, and my Spirit Walker is about to run out. I'm gonna Ellie Blast into a Quake, into Double Tempest. I have to move here, which sucks. Double Tempest, and I'm spamming chain as I'm moving because I have instants into a chain into Ellie Blast Quake. I proc again, so I want a Tempest, and then that mine almost kills me. If that mine killed me, that would have been so bad. So again, I'm at full Maelstrom. I'm looking to Ellie Blast into Quake. Just dump that Maelstrom and then spam chain. I already killed the other shredder, which is crazy. I get another insane proc here, and I'm just moving, dodging mines, Ellie Blast quaking. And if I'm moving and have nothing else, I will spam quakes. I will spam quake. It's better than not casting anything at all. You can remember, you can see everything that I'm casting here, in case you guys want to pause and go slow to see like what I'm using my globals on. Ellesmere gives me autumn. I'm not sure what that CDRs. I think it CDRs like my Stormkeeper, like everything, no? I feel like that's pretty good. I have to look in to see what exactly is CDRs. All right, so now we're moving. We're gonna get a bunch of mines, I think, and then we're gonna pull the last two. Our healer needs time. He needs time to get his wings back, CDR, because we can't. Because this next pull with no lust or CDs is rough. Okay, so we get that out of here. So we're just chaining here. Stormkeeper chain. Our rogue has crippling poison, which is amazing. I drop a totem anyway because I get scared. And again, I'm just Ellie blasting, chaining, quaking. I mean, we're not doing any damage here. We have no CDs. You can see, like, look at this damage on here, like tank damage. Outside of CDs, Ellie's tank damage. Okay, so two target. You want to maintain flame shock on the kill target, and then you're going to, for these guys, you're gonna chain lightning as your filler, because sometimes there'll be mines up. So never lightning bolt. If it's two targets with Stormkeeper, you want a lightning bolt only, because that'll do more damage to two targets. At three targets, you start using your Stormkeeper charges with chain. But here, chain is my filler, and I'm just chaining until I can Ellie blast my prio target, and then chaining until I can quake my prio target again underneath him. If there's more AoE like this, you'll see me lava burst a lot less. Like, I'm not lava bursting. There's mines around. Chaining is just better. Here, I'll probably reflame shock here soon, and then just filler. Stormkeeper is up. After I lava burst quake, I should cast my Stormkeeper. Let me see if I do this bug. Right? So I have one Stormkeeper charge, Rolling Thunder, and I'm casting Stormkeeper. I should be spamming Lightning Bolt right now. If I do it correctly, I'll get 4 charges. So boom. You see me cast a Lightning Bolt? That is a Stormkeeper Lightning Bolt, and I still have 3 charges. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4 Stormkeeper charges, right? So I'm just like nuking Skull. I'm not doing a lot of damage. Again, no proc, no Ascendance. We're going to do tank damage. That's just the way Ellie is. You got to optimize every global. That's why it's so important to completely not mess up your Ascendance windows. Every time you ascend, you have to play well, right? You have to be on top by like to get the good overalls. You have to make your Ascendance windows, your proc Ascendance windows count, because outside of those windows, you are doing tank damage. They really need to buff Ellie single target in raid. It feels really bad, but that's a different story. This boss, Razdunk, defensives. When you get this missile at high keys, you need to defensive this. I don't have any defensive or potion. I told my healer, hey, I got nothing. I need help. So I use Ascendance on him. I'm like, please help me. I don't want to die in my Ascendance window. He bops me because he says that gives me DR, but you can see my health just like 30% of my health just ticking down. Boom, boom. He heals me through it. Fine. Let me walk back to the opener. Okay. So opener with Ascendance, you don't have to Flame Shock. I cast Stormkeeper. I drop my LE, and I'm gonna ascend. Ascend, and then I'm gonna drop a Quake because it's empowered into a double Tempest and double Stormkeeper charge. Then I'm gonna Ice Fury into a Lava Burst, LE Blast, Ice Fury, and then single target rotation. We talked about this. On a fight, on this fight, this is a safe spot from those circles. Like this corner here, like you never have to move for the micro missiles, the circles. Now for the Gatling gun, you just, this is easy. You just dodge. And then you get back to the safe spot. Get out if you have the homing missile, though. This homing missile, hunters can just feign it and nothing happens, so he can just stay in. And then we go to the safe spot, which is like right around here, I believe. Because macro missiles are coming. Like right here's the safe spot. You'll never get a circle here. And then we've already talked about, your single target rotation, maintain flame shock. Lava Burst, LE Blast is your prio. Lava Burst Quake if the boss isn't going to move. And then Lava Burst Stormkeeper charge. And then Ice Fury when you have nothing else, basically. Here's a missile. I have Astral Shift, so I'm chilling. But he's also doing the circles on the ground, so I need to make sure that I either get back right away or know where these two are at. This guy's shooting missiles here. That means he's going to drop circles all down this horizontal line. And this guy's going to drop missiles all down here. So I'm safe. This whole area is safe, so I don't even have to move back. So you'll see me not even move. So I'm just chilling there. And rinse, repeat. At 50%, he's going to go into his intermission. This Gatling gun sucks. Because we don't have Stormkeeper for everyone, so I usually just see me Frost Shock, Reflame Shock. Oh, I get that. I think I get hit here a little bit. I'm like, oof. Greedy, man. Greedy. Back to the safe spot. Okay, now we're in a mission. So now these guys come and they just shoot random people. You want to kill one first into the next one. The boss is also going to target you, and you want to drag him to these little pillars, and he'll stomp on them, and there's 3 of them, and then you're out of the intermission. When he's about to stomp, that's when you want to pop personals. So you can see this guy has an arrow. Bring him over here, and the boss will follow him and slam. Oh, it's this arrow over here. Sorry, the gold one. And then he's going to slam, and I'm going to drop totem. I dropped it early, so I got scared, but I'm like, okay, it doesn't do that much damage, so we're cool. So now I'm just repositioning in case he picks me, so I can go over here and do the thing, and we kill the last guy. This fight is pretty easy. And then the last one is... What am I doing? Oh, psst. I was like, where did my Windrush totem go? I remember thinking that. I'm like, why is it up at the... You saw that? It's like up at the entrance. This platform is very weirdly designed. I was so confused when my Windrush totem went. So we go back to the safe spot. I get the homing missile. I'm going to run out and just astral shift it. Okay, look how much it does through astral shift. My goodness. Wait, that can't be right. Oh, well. I think it hits hard. And again, Ascendance is coming up. Ideally, I'm going to try to farm back my Stormkeeper. Hopefully I do that. Yeah, I'm doing that. Every Lightning Bolt reduces CR, so I'm going to Stormkeeper and then Ascend. Stormkeeper and then Ascendance. Now I'm at full Maelstrom. I have Ice Fury up, so the ideal play is always Ellie Blast into an Ice Fury. Let's see if I do that. Ellie Blast into an Ice Fury. And then you drop an Empowered Quake into an instant Lava Burst into an Ice Fury. And then Tempest, which gives you a free Lightning Bolt while moving. And then you just get in front of the... Get ahead of the Gatling gun with all your instants so you can plant again. And then do those combos, right? Ellie Blast. Oh, I gotta get out. My sentence is over anyway. I get a sack because I told him I don't have anything. They just switch this Ellie Blast into Tempest. And then back to normal single target rotation. Lava Burst Quake here. We have double Lightning Bolts because every time you Tempest, you get a free Lightning Bolt that's instant cast, and that stacks up to 2, which is sweet. Here we get a sweet proc. You see me drop Quakes because I'm moving. I have nothing else. I'm in Ascend. I'm like, okay, extra Quake will do some damage. Now the little guy gets out of his machine because we killed him, and we kill him, and the fight's over. And that's our 16 Motherlode commentary walkthrough video, guys. Let me know if you want more of these. I could definitely do more dungeons if you like stuff like this. When I release my Mythic Plus guide, I'll have stuff in there that kind of goes more into depth, like what to craft, what talents, like dummy rotations and stuff. And hopefully that helps you guys all. But other than that, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and sub. Peace.